Hi, welcome back to Hicode tutorial. Today I'm going to make a number guessing game in Hicode in order to show you how to use events in practice. Today's outcome will be like this. Let me try this game. Start with 50 and it's too large, so 25 too large, 12 too small, then 20 too small, 24 too large, 23 too large, 22 correct. And when you press this, you can start a new game. Let's go to the editor and start making this number guessing game. Okay, so now we're in the editor and I've prepared a new project in relative positioning environment. And if you want to rename your project, you can simply double click on this name in the object tree and rename it. Let's give it number guessing game. The first thing to do is add a page on the stage, and we will add everything we need in this page. Select this page, and first we will need a title, so a piece of text, and under it we have an input box, and next a button to submit your answer, and another text for the results. And we will need a replay symbol, and for that I will use an icon. For the first text, I will change its value to number guessing game. And here, in the text box, you can see that the original placeholder says enter content. But for this game, we'll need guess from 1 to 100. And the button should say guess. And this text will have different displays according to different comparisons. So for now, I'll let it say result. And the icon will need a replay symbol, so select icon and choose from icon type. Here we'll need to upload a custom icon. I've prepared one, so I can directly upload it. If you haven't got one for yourself, you can simply search online using the keyword for the icon that you are looking for, and look for images in SVG format. Now all the widgets are aligned to the left. For this, I will go to the page, and remember that page works kinda like a column, so I will change the horizontal alignment to its center. And next, all the widgets are sticking together. To avoid this, I will select all of them. To do this, I will press Ctrl on my keyboard and select them each in the widget tree. And I will give them a margin for each of them. And suddenly it looks a lot better. Simple but ready to use. Also remember that this replay icon should be hidden until we reach the correct answer. I will hide it after we complete the logic around it. Now that the interface is prepared, we'll start to add events. So in this game, the core is to generate a random number from 1 to 100. We can't see it, but we need a new number for each game. To do this, I will need to add a number. This is a variable widget. I haven't talked about them yet, but there will be separate courses on them. I will give it a name, random number. Now a question comes first. When do we need a random number? The answer is on two occasions. First, when we enter the page. And second, when we click this replay icon. So I'm going to first add an event to the page. Select page and select event. Now the subject of this event is the page 1, and the trigger should be the first one, display, and the target should be random number variable. Remember that when you want to select something from the object tree, first click this cursor icon. After the yellow box appears, select in the tree. And we want it to do generate random integer. And we can set the minimum and maximum values from 1 to 100. Next, when this one is clicked, we'll need an event for that. When replay button is clicked, still the random number. Generate another random integer from 1 to 100. Since we are guessing integers here, we can give this input box some restriction. We can set its input type to integers. What should we work on next? After we enter a guess, we'll need to click this button and to check if we've guessed too small, too large, or we've got the correct answer. And as we click this button, it will change the content of this text. So let's give this guess button an event. The trigger is when it is clicked, and the target is the result display. And the action is set value, so that I can give a new content to this text. Let's use too large as an example here. This red box shows that there's an error. It is here because we entered an exclamation mark. If we want to keep it, we can put it in quotes. We can go to preview and check the result. When I click this, it says too large. But of course, we'll have to add some logic to the display. Now we'll need a condition. Select this event and add a condition. If the input equals to the random number, then the output should be correct. Let's first select the comparators. The first one is the input box's value, and the second one is the random number's value. Let's drag this action under this condition. It says too large, so I'll use this larger sign. We have another two conditions, and for them we will just copy-paste what we've already written. Select this condition and this action, copy with your keyboard, and select the parent, paste them. If it is smaller, we will show too small. If we get the correct answer, display correct. And now the game is actually ready to play. Let's start from 50. Too large. 25. Still too large. 12. Too large. 6. Too large. Well, 3. Too small. 5. Then it should be 4. Correct. So the main content of this game is ready, and the only thing to do is to complete the event for this replay button. What should the program do when the replay button is clicked? First, we'll need a new random number, and this one is already done. And second, we'll need to clear the guess history. So add an action and select this input box. You can actually select here, as long as you can click it. And set clear value. Also, when we click the replay button, it needs to hide itself. Add another action and select the replay button. Hide. And one more thing to do. When we guess the correct answer, we'll need to display the replay button. So we will go to this branch and add an action to this condition. And finally, the replay button is by default hidden. Click this little eye here, it hides this widget. There is another thing I forget. When I click the replay button, it should also reset the result. So reset the result, select result, and set its value back to result. Let's go to preview. Guess the number. Too small. 75. Too small. 90. Too large. 80. Too small. 85. Too large. 82. 84. And correct. Now let's click this button. And now we can play again. And that is all for this number guessing game. Thank you for watching, and please try it out on your own.